46 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by Assemblyman James Oscarson, the voice for veterans, seniors, and education, now and in the future. The conservative choice, fighting for your rights. Paid by the committee to re-elect James Oscarson. News is also brought to you by Lorinda Wickman for Nye County Commissioner, District 1, a qualified and dedicated professional who understands our challenges and is here to serve the people. Vote to re-elect Lorinda Wickman for Nye County Commissioner, District 1. Paid for by the supporters of Lorinda Wickman. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, volunteers make a big dent in cleaning up Pahrump.
Residents are baffled by illegal trespassers.
And Draft Picks is honoring those who served our country. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Eunette Gentry. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, May 24th, 2016. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry for News 46.
Dozens of dedicated volunteers donated their time Saturday to clean up trash and shopping carts in the area between Highway 372 to Basin Avenue and Blagg Road to Linda Street. Two 30-foot dumpsters were filled with garbage in the short 4 hours the cleanup was held.
I thought it was a great turnout. We had a lot of kids show up, a lot of volunteers that really surprised me, you know.
Some of the same people, even some snowbirds that come out every time.
Yes, we had a couple that came out from our first cleanup that were out here again today, and they walked some amazing distances and picked up a lot of trash along the way.
A lot of people to thank, including, of course, the Cancer Victim Surf Store, who came through time and time again today, and Tarantino's Pizza for donating the pizza, of course, AmeriGas and Who's Dunes, and the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce.
And Kim Walker's Drug Court program.
Exactly. And I got to say that we had a lot of people that helped with today's cleanup and who drove around with their pickup trucks picking up these bags. Can you tell everybody a little bit more details about that?
Yeah, we had Dave and Dale. They both had pickup trucks, and Kelly had a pickup truck. And we would load up the bags of trash because there was a lot of it out there. There's still a lot of it out there. I feel like we barely made a dent. We would leave the trash bags by the side of the road, and then, you know, we drive around and pick up trash bags and pick up big items and stuff like that.
I've called all the businesses, left messages, but the only ones that came through, AmeriGas, Jeff, thank you so much. Tarantino's Pizza, awesome pizza. And Who's Dunes on bags.
And Cancer Victim Surf Store.
Cancer Victim Surf Store, they pulled up and helped out. A lot of kids and a lot of people, a lot of volunteers. It was awesome.
It was really fun because we got to help out the community, and it was just a nice time to help and clean up.
I'm glad we cleaned up the whole mutiny, and everything was so good today, and we had lots of fun cleaning up, and it was a lot. And we helped all the nature and stop littering.
It was a lot of walking and a lot of crouching and picking up trash, but it was fun. We made new friends, and we got along very well.
I liked it because I didn't know there was actually that much trash in Pahrump. I've basically lived here my whole life, and I was like, that's a lot of trash we have out here. And the one thing I found bizarre that I had to pick up today was my little sister had found a bunny skin, and I was like, ew.
My mom wanted us to volunteer, and I was going to be bored anyways at my house. And plus, afterwards, my mom was just going to drop us off at our friend Marcus's.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much what won.
Did you have a good day?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. The next neighborhood cleanup will be held on September 17th. Volunteers will meet at 8:30 in the morning at the Bob Roode Community Center on the corner of Basin Avenue and Highway 160 that day. For more information, you can call 775-537-0250 or go to the Neighborhood Cleanup Facebook page.
We continue our story from yesterday regarding several people who have been jumping the fence on a property located on Dyer Court. For unknown reasons, they have been digging holes in an apparent attempt to locate something buried on the land. The owners think a previous renter left the buried items behind when he was arrested. It all started on March 26th when a resident named Brandon Huckleby, who lived on the property, was arrested for numerous stolen vehicles. Brandon Scott Huckleby rented a space from Roxanne and Greg Dan. Huckleby is currently in custody in Las Vegas after detectives located 9 vehicles, all allegedly stolen at his residence. Now, on at least 3 occasions, individuals have jumped the fence at the property owned by the Dans, and they are digging holes all over near poles on the property. Here's Greg Dan with more on this unusual story.
The first time we noticed it was right after the Wild West extravaganza. I wandered over here, and I didn't know what to think of it at first. It was so bizarre, Deanna. I didn't know, and so we called the Nye County Sheriff's, made a report. We found the implements. Some of the stuff was recovered by Nye County Sheriff's as evidence for fingerprints. We found glasses, water bottles, cigarette butts, like I said, a shovel, and we covered all the holes up. And then I noticed they came back again, and then they've been here 3 times. This was the 3rd time. So it's very odd.
So they're looking for something in your yard. Is your property an RV rental?
Well, it's a 5-acre piece. I rent to RV people. There's nobody here now. I'm expecting a renter soon. Generally, it's empty.
People were telling you that they're looking for their father's knife. Would that even be a possibility?
Well, anything's a possibility in today's times, but I would just say call it very remote possibility.
And they happen to be looking around areas that seem to be the same description, around poles and electrical lines where they're digging.
That's correct. We didn't catch on right away, but until I brought somebody over with a metal detector, we found out that they must have had a metal detector at one time, because all the holes are related to some kind of detection of some kind of metal. And we found that out with one of my friends that came over with a metal detector. So at this point in time, through all this, we're at the point now thinking there's got to be something buried here, hidden here. We don't know what. It could be drugs, it could be money, it could be gold. We don't know what. We're just guessing. We really don't.
Are you guys digging now too?
No, we're not. We don't know what's going on. We're thinking about maybe getting a backhoe over here, but where do you start? I just don't know. The 2 vehicles that are involved got away apparently, and the guy on foot, the sheriffs told me they couldn't find the guy on foot. So
the guy on foot ran, you said east of Floyd's Construction, and he had some kind of badge on.
Yeah, he had from what I could tell, I couldn't see the lettering or numbering, but it definitely looked like a law enforcement badge or something. And when I reviewed the pictures I had taken, it looked like he had a bulletproof vest on between his little jacket thing he was wearing. Another odd thing too, Deanna, he never really took his hands out of his pockets, almost like he had a weapon in there. And this thing could have escalated into a whole bunch of bullets flying through the air.
And you can see some more photos of those suspects on Roxanne Dan's Facebook page. Bill Cosby was ordered today to stand trial on sexual assault charges after a hearing that hinged on a decade-old police report in which a woman said the comedian gave her 3 blue pills that put her in a stupor, and she was unable to stop his advances. The judge ruled that prosecutors had sufficient evidence to bring Cosby to trial, and she set his arraignment for July 20th, at which time the TV star will enter a plea and a trial date will be set. The 78-year-old Cosby could get 10 years in prison if convicted. After this break, we'll have this week's court report.